What's up, guys? Welcome back again to Heavy Metal Football. This is Abhi. So, I've just watched the Arsenal versus PSG game, and PSG have just won the game 1-0 courtesy of Ousmane Dembele. But then, guys, I think I watched a wonderful game of football. It was so tactical. At if you watched football for a while, you can learn a lot from that game. Uh, but I think between the two teams, Luis Enrique has just done his homework. And I think PSG were a step ahead in everything they were doing, right? In the first 30-35 minutes, I didn't even see Arsenal uh, touch the ball. That is how good PSG were. And I think the best part was that I think PSG took Arsenal's strengths and just made it into their weakness, right? We all know Arteta likes to press high up front and press in backs. But guys, this PSG team is way too good. They most of the time just broke the press and they were just able to progress the ball forward so easily. And I don't think Arsenal were bad, but I think whenever they got the ball, I think they should have got the ball to Saka instead of just trying to, dilly dally the ball. They should have just tried to break the lines a little earlier, which didn't happen until maybe 32, 33 minutes. That's when I think Saka started to come into the game, and then I think Arsenal did fantastically well in the last 15 minutes to come back after being pinned so much back, right? Um, and we need to talk about PSG's midfield, and I think it is probably the best in Europe right now. And also, I did feel that Arsenal could have been a little overconfident after that victory against Madrid, right? Like we know, like Madrid had it coming, right? Real Madrid had it coming. They've been having these poor performances, yet getting victories for way too long, and I think Arsenal just taught them a lesson. But PSG this season, they're just a different gravy. Right? I think they're the best in Europe, if you ask me. They look so complete. Their midfield, their attack, their defense, everything is so complete. And they can just do so many things. They can just sit back and absorb pressure. They can just do like tiki taka, or they can just break really soon. And their forward line again is, I think it is world class right now, right? With Dembele, Kvaratskhelia, and Doué, who I think is close to being one of the best in the world. He is getting there, but having Dembele was such a important thing for PSG in the game. Like maybe if he was injured, they might have found it hard because whenever Arsenal tried to press and they needed an out ball, he's always there dropping into spaces. Like it's so hard to mark him, and I think he was causing a lot of problems for Arsenal. But I think again in the second half, PSG started pretty well, and here and there, Arsenal had some moments. I think they could have done better with some chances, like with the Martinelli one, but I think it was an insanely good save by Donnarumma. So you gotta credit that. And they somehow hung in there. And my God, these PSG fans, like call them ultras, they were so loud. I couldn't hear Arsenal fans shouting at all, and that could play things into your head. I think, and Arteta could have made some of the substitutions much more earlier. Like Enveri, I think he played for 5 minutes. Like maybe he could have played another 10 or 15 minutes. It doesn't make a difference, right? The only way it is going to affect is progressively, and I think he didn't choose to do that. And again, not having a couple of more world class elite level players is costing Arsenal. I think Saka is right there. I still think he's not completely world class, but I think he's almost there. That guy was just fantastic. Again, the only everything that good came from Arsenal. I think he was a part of it. And I keep telling some of the guys, Odegaard, he's really, really good. He's really, really efficient, but he's just not elite level. He's not, uh, maybe a Premier League winning quality or a Champions League league winning quality. If you want to put him in every single game, but he can be a part of a winning squad. I think the Arsenal do need some proper firepower, right? Yeah, and it did reflect in the game. And I think again, Arteta, knowing how PSG play, he should have been a little more conservative. He should have just let them play and see what's happening and just absorb a little pressure rather than trying to go toe to toe, which I think so many managers do not do well. That too, if you have to do it, you need to have at least two or three world class players that are at the peak of their abilities, and I don't think Arsenal had that. If they did play well, though, again, I think they did miss Party, man. I think this guy is one of the most underrated players in the league as well, Premier League. That not having him was so problematic for Arsenal that they just couldn't get the ball and move forward and then spread the ball, which he does really, really well, right? And Declan Rice, he had an okay game. See, I think those were two uh, elite level goals against Madrid. But I think through the 90 minutes, I don't think he does have really good games. Like he does all the basics right, but Arsenal need something more, which Party can offer. A little more stronger, a little more taller. I think he's just a much better footballer, right? So that's it, guys. I think Arsenal still have a chance, although I think it is going to be really, really difficult with PSG's firepower and their work rate. They just keep running, man. This guy Vitinha, he is getting at the elite level category right now. What should Arsenal do in the second leg? I think they should just sit back, absorb pressure. It's just one goal. They can nick a goal here and there, but they need to stay really, really compact and not make a mistake, which is really, really hard against PSG. So, I don't know, guys, give your comments and your likes. See you soon for another video. Thank you so much, guys. Bye bye.